Hey everyone, this is El Presidente back here, finally back from my trip in Madrid. This is the Liverpool Connection podcast. I just want to say quickly, thank you guys for supporting our channel. Please like, subscribe, put on your notifications as we continue to bring great stories about Liverpool, the city, Liverpool, the football club, and you know, trying to keep it as interesting as possible. So we thank you for your support. If you hadn't noticed, we were in the program for the Arsenal Liverpool game. So we're featured in the game program. So again, it's all because of the support you guys have given us over these last 3 years that we've been able to grow and become really a part of people's Liverpool experience. So thank you very much. And like I said, I'm just getting back from Madrid, and I want to take a shout out to the Reds there, the Madrid Reds that gave me this cup. So I appreciate it. Thank you for hosting me for the day. Even though we didn't beat Bournemouth that day, it was great to meet all of you guys. So, and meet a lot of the other supporters that were there for the Liverpool Real Madrid Champions League game. It was nice to meet a lot of you guys out there, and apologize to the Real Madrid fan that we almost got in a fight. But hey, we're friends at the end of the day, and we all made up and had shots. So it was a great trip to see everyone traveling to Madrid and having a good time. So without further ado, I want to introduce our special guest today. He's Marios Mantzos. He's
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Greece. So excuse my pronunciation, Marios, but we welcome you here. He's the author of The Social One, a book about Jurgen Klopp, how um, his journey to Liverpool and what he's meant to the city. The official title is The Social One, Why Jurgen Klopp Was a Perfect Fit for Liverpool. So Marios, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm fine. Hello from sunny Athens. As usual. It's nice to see you, and I want to congratulate you for your work and for the moment you were in the official program of LFC. Daz sent it to me. It's really nice. I'm sure you feel proud, and that's why you have to feel. Yeah, of course. So congratulations and thank you very much. It's really an honor for me to be here with you.
Yeah, and once again, Daza isn't in here. He's feeling a little bit under the weather. I know he wanted to have a conversation, but
Yeah, yeah.
Daza
We
put in
had
a lot of work over
we
the
were
years.
talking about this for a long time, and it's the time for it. And Daz is not here, but I'm sure we will chat another time with another opportunity. Yes.
We always like to start our conversation is just how you became a Liverpool fan. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're from Greece,
Yeah.
and then Panathinaikos fan forever,
Yeah.
right? I'm not gonna try to pronounce the other team that you played for the in those years. I tried to
Yes,
pronounce it.
it's the jersey here. Yeah, it's Panegiratikos. Panegiratikos is the name.
Yes, I'll let you
Yeah,
say it. I'm not gonna try to say it.
non-league football. Yes. Okay.
So how did you get to Liverpool from growing up in Greece?
Yeah, you referred that I'm a Panathinaikos fan, so I have to admit that every time Olympiacos were losing, our house was our rivals, Olympiacos. Our house was a kind of happy place here, and so I'm sure you remember well the story of Liverpool Olympiacos game.
Of course.
I still remember my father celebrating that stunner of Steven Gerrard when he smashed home that shot. And yeah, it was the first time. I was 11 that day, and it was the first time I felt something for Liverpool. It was not that the case that Olympiacos lost. It was the aura, the stadium, the atmosphere. I felt something really different. I said, "Wow, this is special." I remember the shaking camera when Steven Gerrard was running to celebrate the goal. And yeah, it was the first time I felt something for Liverpool. And that journey went on to Istanbul. I am sure I have not to tell why I felt in love when we came back in that Champions League final. So yes, that journey in 2004, 2005 season was the one that made me fell in love with Liverpool.
You know,
Yeah.
and even for American fans to Liverpool, that year really was the start of their love affair with Liverpool, right? That going to
Yeah.
Istanbul and winning the Champions League. But I've spoken to many people from the continent where it's funny where they fell in love with Liverpool not because of Liverpool itself, but because they beat a rival of theirs. So like, and it's funny to how everybody has their own journey to the club, and it's always interesting to hear
Yeah,
stories and what a great year to start following it. It was such a
yeah.
magical ride that
But
year.
it was just the start, of course, yes.
Mhm.
But and then the months after, later, I realized around me, I was a kid in the school, chatting with friends and all this kind of stuff. That many and many more were loving Liverpool. So I felt I was not the only one,
Mhm.
and I quickly felt I was a part of a big family, a worldwide family.
Mhm.
So yes, it was quite special. Yes, of course.
Tell us about any of your journeys to Liverpool, the city, and seeing any match days at Anfield.
Yeah, no, never, never,
Oh, you haven't been
never.
there yet. We need to get you there.
Yeah, I have to. I have to. Yeah, I was supposed to go when we. Look, it's a quite strange story because a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, Yanis, not Antetokounmpo, Yanis,
Yeah, yeah.
was working and staying at Liverpool for 3 years, but it was a period that I was, for some reason, I was fearing of flying.
Mhm.
So I was always postponed, and then my friend changed the location of his home, and yeah, when I beat that fear, coronavirus came out, and then from that day on, I have not the opportunity to go. Yes, I think that from the moment I wrote a book about Klopp,
Mhm.
it's not only a will but a must.
Right. Yeah, like you mentioned the book, so let's get into it. So what was
Yeah,
the the genesis of the idea to write this book? This is your first book, obviously.
yeah.
It's not a an easy thing to do. We've had numerous authors on our show previously where the conception of the book, it's taken years to try to really formulate what the book is going to be about. They always had this passion for writing, but they didn't know how to, start it. So tell us about your journey into writing to this book.
Yeah, of course. You said that it's a quite hard process. Yes, I am a journalist, so writing was always my passion from the days at school. Also, uh, the usual thing when you are a kid is to see a nice goal on Sunday, and on Monday to go to school and try to reincarnate it
Mhm.
in playing football with your friends. But I didn't have that desire. I had the desire to write about it, or to draw it, or creating news with it. So yeah, I was in love, and I felt real passion about writing from when I was a kid. So that I kind of combined the two passions, Liverpool and writing. And yes, I in the past I started writing things, then I stopped, and start again, start again. The kind of process of writing is that. But when I saw Jurgen Klopp making that fist pump celebration in front of the Kop against Bournemouth, when we needed just 6 points to clinch the first league title in 30 years, on March 2020, days before the outbreak of COVID-19 in Europe.
Right.
Um, I saw the connection between him and the crowd, and I thought that, yeah, we will do it. We will win the title, but there is a story outside the field,
Mhm.
outside the pitch to be told here. So I thought that there's the league title, the trophy season, the Champions League title a year ago. In general, the success of LFC had not to do only with football. So that what I tried to explain by writing that book. Yes, of course, coronavirus and lockdown gave me the space, the freedom of time to write, and yes, but the genesis of the idea was that day. I saw the connection, and I said, yes, we will do it in football way, but there are non-football reasons on why we did it. We are going to do it.
It's an interesting story because a lot of our subscribers, they know that in 2015 Brendan Rodgers, the coach, in
Yeah.
the spring there. I was in Liverpool for that last game, or
Oh,
they played away, but I was in the city, losing 6-1 to Stoke away.
oh,
That was Steven Gerrard's last game
yeah.
with Liverpool. And you could just, the vibe in the whole city was just wrong. And it was interesting. And then I went back in the fall and I was there for Jurgen's first home game. And the whole environment in the city had changed. I mean, it was more positive, even though the start of the season hadn't been positive. Just the fact that he was there now, you could just sense the change of environment and what a journey it has been, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sure that part of it has, as you alluded to in the description of the book, is that he fits the city not just as the manager, but I mean as a historical bridge to Shankly.
Yeah.
He gets the politics of the city,
Of course.
right? In his type of socialism that he believes in, that really correlates to what the city is about. And so kind of when you're doing research for the book, what are some of the things that really stick out to you as a Liverpool fan and as somebody that is studying the city?
Yeah, when I started, when I got the idea of writing the book, I had some specific ideas in my head. Yeah, that okay. I was looking at a man who had some behaviors, some practices, some kind of thing. But to find the facts and all these kind of things to explain your ideas and to explain your ideas in the book, it was really surprising. And I didn't believe that the journey of writing this book would be so exceptional, so nice, because the material of Klopp, his interviews, his tactics, his behaviors, non-football tactics, the tactics of leadership, those kind of things were great. And yes, he made me think that yes, my ideas were right. So yeah, the idea of writing the book was right. And you mentioned about the atmosphere that changed from day one. And this is something that everyone says, not only the football players, but the workers in the club, the fans also. And something that with Bill Shankly, they will say, they were saying that Bill Shankly, when he first came to Liverpool, the first thing he did on the first night at Liverpool was to go out and drink beers. And he ended drinking beers with fans. So that was the same in Jurgen first day. He went out with his wife to drink beers, and he ended up chatting and drinking beers with fans. So this in combination with his first interviews with his smile and all this kind of aura and his communication skills, and made everyone believe from day one that this would be a very special journey. Yes, and he changed the atmosphere a lot. He changed the organization of LFC, not only inside the football part, but also in the working environment in general inside the team. Because the first thing he did when he first went to Liverpool was to gather all his players, not to speak about football, but to make them know the people that work for them. He made every worker of the club pass in front of the players and asked them to applaud them. And he said, these guys, these girls work for you every day. So from this time on, I want you to have good relations with them. So he changed everything in human relationships, everything in the organization in general. So that this kind of socialism, yeah, everyone working with and for each other inside the team.
It's been mentioned many times by a lot of different people, executives, that they say that if Jurgen Klopp was not a manager of Liverpool Football Club, that he would be CEO of a major corporation.
Yeah,
The way he manages people, the way he is very detail oriented, and you can kind of see it the way he, like you had mentioned, as soon as he got to the club, he got everybody together on the same wavelength. That everybody's part of the journey.
yeah,
Not one person is more important than the other, or everybody is important to the process, right? So, just my thoughts is that I think because he was a hardworking player, the way he wasn't a superstar player, when he was a professional. I think that kind of lends itself more to that type versus somebody that's a superstar their whole time. Jurgen Klopp can relate to the everyday person in Liverpool. I mean,
exactly.
I was in Michigan when they visited here in the United States, and he walked into the pub and started singing and the chants and drinking a beer with everyone. So I mean, you'll see that from a lot of the coaches that have that ability to really be compatible with the supporters, as well as being a top-notch executive as well. And so I think we have the perfect person for Liverpool, and the city obviously has embraced him. And what did in doing your book, is there something in his like youth or his playing days that really has formed the way he manages now?
Yeah, of course. You are really right mentioning the playing days of Jürgen, because yeah, you said about not being a superstar, and this is what Liverpool, the city, loves. And they don't, because there is a socialist city, a workers city. They really don't have a good image about the superstars and the stars, and they like when someone is when they feel that someone is like they are. So Jürgen was one of them from day one. Yes, and the biggest lesson of Jürgen Klopp, the biggest life lesson, is the never give up mentality, and the kind of you have to stand up. You can't fall, but you have to stand up. And this is from his playing days, also because he had many setbacks with Mainz when he was playing and battling for promotion in the Bundesliga. And yeah, of course, he I believe that he grew up and he matured. Like a fan, not so much as a football player. He never believed that he would play professional football. So he grew up as a fan first. And I think this is the mentality he carried on playing and then coaching in the years to come. Yeah, he was player, but he overnight he was the coach of his own teammates. So yeah, his playing career, of course, made him the man who is today. Yes, and I think that helps also to find the right way to direct the message to the players and to speak to their hearts. I think yeah, because he knew as a player and as a non-superstar, as you said, what he needed from the coach. And when he became the manager, he knew how to direct the message to the heart of the player. Yes.
When you talk about the heart of the player, it seems like it's a dominant trait with Klopp about his loyalty to people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he had Uvac was his assistant for over 20 years. You kind of see the loyalty in the squad of this year, in the past few years, and not really regenerating and refreshing a lot of the players that, to be honest, if they're under different managers, might have already maybe sold them, and gotten new
Yeah.
players in. So it's a admiral trait. I don't know sometimes if it really coincides with the high intensity of the football world, right, in the Premier League. So right now it looks like he's caught in between those two worlds, right? The loyalty versus the
Exactly. Yes.
football aspect of the Premier League.
Yeah. Yeah. Like football is a cruel world. It's becoming more and more cruel year by year, and in the kind of spending and what's needed to stay at the top level. Yes, football is not the same like it was when we won the Champions League, when we won the Premier League. The so little years, 3 years are not so big, but in football, on how football evolves, there are many. It's completely different. The Premier League is also different right now. So yes, Klopp maybe it is a time, he knows it's a time to change some things in the kind of loyalty. Yes, of course. And I think that's the price Liverpool pay this season. There are players like I don't want to blame anyone, of course, but there are players like Naby Keita or Oxlade-Chamberlain and maybe also James Milner that if there was another manager in the LFC, maybe they would be sold last summer. Right. But Klopp is another kind of man. He's too loyal to his squad and over the limits some days, but it's the part of his personality. Yes, of course. And I think that as Liverpool fans, we have to be proud of how what we did in these years, the recent years under Klopp, because winning the Champions League and win the Premier League, if this tactic, in this policy, not spending like oil teams, it's a kind of pride, of course. He built a champions team, not a team of champions.
I wanted to ask you a quick question about the book again. Is that you first published it in Greek, right?
In Greek, yes.
Yeah. So how difficult was that to transfer, to then republish it in English? Is that a pretty hard process to do that?
I have to say yes, of course, because I did it alone. I'm not. I didn't go to some professional to translate it. For financial reasons, of course. Yeah, I have to admit, yes, of course, because it was really hard to pay, but also because I wanted to have the complete control of what it's written. Yes, it was hard, but it was a beautiful journey. Yes, because I from the moment I published the book in Greek, I hadn't read it again. So it was a chance to read it again and to 2 years later and to have maybe a new idea of how good it is. It was hard, but it was nice. It took me some months. But I can still remember these days translating like happy days. Yes, so I don't see them as a problem at all. Come on, I have to translate it. The only thing I remember that I was looking forward to end it to finish. Yes. But also Pitch Publishing, the publishers helped a lot with editing and all these kind of things, of course, because I gave them the translated text, but they had to edit because I am Greek, I'm not English. Okay, sorry.
Right. So any plans for another book anytime soon before we close?
Yeah, I told you when we started the conversation, but that I'm in love with writing. I have written many things, and football things, non-football things, but there are many ideas going on and on and on, but I don't know which one will finish first. But yes, there will be another book. I hope as soon as possible. I'm not sure if it will be related to Liverpool. I'm not sure it will be related with football. But yes, of course, I would love to bring another one. Yes.
Can you hear me again?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, sorry about that. That was
no, of course.
But anyway, the power went off for some reason, so we had to redo the power source. So my question before we got interrupted.
Yeah.
Any plans to write another book, Marios?
Yeah, I have to admit that, as I said in the start of our conversation, that I'm in love with writing. So, I have written a lot, and there are many ideas that go on and on and on. But I'm not. I cannot, because I don't know. I cannot say which one will come up first. But yeah, it will be as soon as possible another one. I don't know if it will be related with Liverpool. I don't know if it will be related with football at all. But yes, I would love to bring one more. Yes, of course.
Well, we wish you luck on any future books. We wish you more people that purchase this current one. We'll put it on our website and all our social media, and then
oh my God, thank you
to speak to you about it. And we definitely have to make sure you get to Anfield soon.
Yeah, of course. Well, I hope. Yeah, of course. New season, yes.
Yes, yeah. When we this summer transfer is going to be very interesting, for all of us out here, and plus the club. There's going to be a lot of changes. It's going to be a new dynamic for the team. I feel like there's going to be quite a few departures and some people coming in. Your thoughts real quick before we say goodbye.
Yeah, of course. We were chatting, hours after some frustrating news about Jude Bellingham. But yes, it feels like you're losing Jude Bellingham. Feels like you're losing a girl you liked madly. But there are so many other out there to share love with. So yeah. And maybe you don't have to pay the bill at an expensive restaurant to bring.
That's right. That's why I didn't get married till I was 40. There's other people to date. There's a whole
so yes.
Sometimes 4 6s are better than 110. I don't know. That's what I heard. Someone told me.
so yes, it's really frustrating. We all wanted badly Jude Bellingham, but yeah, we have to admit that there are so many other players, and I'm sure that from the moment that Klopp wants and needs and knows he needs new players, I think that he will do the best, and maybe the summer brings to us some great news. Yes, of course.
Yeah. You know, whatever happens in the transfer window, whatever happens this season, we always tell everyone it's not the end, it's the
Yeah,
journey, right? It's being part of this club, it's knowing the history of the club, knowing the history of the city. And if your day is ruined because we lost or we don't buy a certain player, I think you don't really get the concept of being a Liverpool
exactly,
supporter, right? So,
exactly,
we try
exactly.
to keep everybody from jumping off the ledge every day.
Yeah, exactly. I was born in 1993, so I fell in love with Liverpool in 2005.
Mhm.
So I was not in love with trophies, and because we didn't win.
Right.
So I was in love with the atmosphere. I was in love with the ideas, with the principles. So don't forget these things. Okay, yes, being frustrated about not purchasing for Jude Bellingham, it's a kind of big idea, Right. So yes, that means that we are growing a lot in our minds. So yes, don't forget that we are in love with Liverpool as an idea and for their principles. Yes, so yeah.
But that's the dilemma, isn't it? Really, to want to compete with those clubs that have an endless amount of money, but at the same time, it's a perilous journey to maybe get away with what really has been a part of the culture of Liverpool, right? So there's that fine line. I mean, do we just spend as much money as we can, put the club in debt just to chase trophies, or we want to be still this organic club that's of the people, right? So it's something that you can have conversations in a pub for hours and hours, and it depends on which group you're with, right? Whether
exactly
a newer fan that just has looked at the past few years, an older fan that's seen it all, whether you're in Liverpool or you're outside of Liverpool, the conversation shifts, and it's very interesting. There's so many perspectives. It's not one is right or one is wrong, but it just adds to the value of the whole experience of being a Liverpool supporter. So
exactly.
I appreciate your time. It's so glad
to
finally get to speak to you, and we wish you so much success on your book. And
thank you so
much. Keeping in touch with you in the future.
Thank you, mate. And all the best to you also. You never walk alone.
And thank you. And to all our subscribers and viewers, please put the like button on your YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel, and we'll continue putting out content. Our pub chats before and after every game we put those out so you guys can be a little bit more tied into the matches, but we also love telling these stories and having conversations with our new friends. So Marios, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Cheers, guys.